What's going on, everybody, and welcome to my day two of my 31 and 31. Today's movie that I'm reviewing is a movie that was suggested to me from my coworker from work. Her name's Allison. Um, Thank you for the suggestion for this movie. I've never seen this movie before she gave me the suggestion. So I decided to give it a chance. And today I'm going to be reviewing on day two of my 31 and 31 Suitable Flesh from 2023. That was done, that was premiered on Shudder, I think, in January of this year. It was on the film circuit for a while. Got a lot of buzz from what I did my research. It is actually directed by Joe Lynch, who, if anybody is a horror head out there, knows Joe Lynch has the collab with Adam Green on his podcast. Joe Lynch has done a bunch of movies himself, like Wrong Turn 2. He also did Mayhem, which is a very, very great movie, and I love Mayhem. If you haven't seen Mayhem, go see Mayhem. That movie is fucking fantastic. So he's done a few movies, and I decided to give this movie a chance because I've never seen it, just like the first movie yesterday with Strays. I've never seen this movie, so I wanted to give it a chance. So let's get into this. All right, so this movie is based on a 1937 Lovecraft story called The Thing on the Doorstep. And this movie has the stars of Heather Graham. Everybody knows pretty much who Heather Graham is. If not, she's been in Boogie Nights and she's been in a bunch of other things. Bruce Dickerson is in this, who is from X-Men. He played Senator Robert Kelly in the first two X-Men movies. And a lot of horror fans know him from Rob Zombie's Lords of Salem. That's where I know him from. You got the beautiful Barbara Crampton in this movie. Oh my God, Barbara Crampton. I could go on for hours on how much I love Barbara Crampton, okay? First movie I ever saw her in was Reanimator. If you've seen Reanimator, that's all I need to say. And then she was in other movies that I really, really enjoyed, like Chopping Mall and stuff like that. This movie was supposed to be a spiritual successor to Reanimator and From Beyond. And I can tell you, in my whole honest opinion, it's not a spiritual successor in my mind to that. Those two movies are more, how do I put this? They give you more in that movie than what you're getting out of this. I wouldn't consider this a horror movie, to be honest with you, because this movie feels more like a 90s erotic thriller with horror aspects and horror imagery in it, to be honest. There's a lot of sex scenes in here, to be honest with you, and I wasn't expecting that from a horror movie. I mean, you get it, sexes in horror movies, but they go a little on with this shit. So, um, it's shot beautifully. I will say that. I like the score. I thought the performances were as good as they did, and I thought that was good. I thought the story was weak. Um, it gives you a bunch of stuff, like it goes into like how it starts off with the mutilated body in the morgue, and you find out that Barbara Crampton's friend is the reason why that person died. And then you start going and then she goes and visits Heather Graham, and then you get the story. And pretty much it's a body swapping horror movie that they play it off. But again, it feels more like a 90s erotic thriller to me. But again, it's all subjective, so you could have a different feeling on it. It's not a bad movie at all. It's not a bad movie. For me, it's just there. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I'd never seen it before. I thought the performances were great. When they do get into the gory stuff, they do not shy away, like, at all. I'm not too sure. So anybody else that has seen this, if you want to comment, was the book in this movie H.P. Lovecraft's version of the Necronomicon? Because that's what I got out of it. Because as soon as they opened the book, you saw Cthulhu at least 3 times. Every time the book opened, you saw the head of Cthulhu right there. And I was like, ooh, Cthulhu. um, but this movie's not bad. I would give this movie a 2.5 out of 5. There's things I had wrong with it. It went on too long, even though it's not that long of a runtime. A lot of spots dragged for me. Just when it was getting good, it would go into that drag part. I thought the body swapping was kind of weird. They didn't really go into it. They didn't really explain it unless I missed that part of the plot. I do know it had to do something with the book, because as soon as Heather Graham read the book, all of a sudden things started to happen, and then they started swapping into the bodies. There was a rule that after the third time, it was permanent. They didn't really explain that at all either. But for a visual standpoint, I think the movie is solid. From a story standpoint, I think it's kind of weak. Just because I'm a huge Lovecraft fan. Don't get me wrong. I love H.P. Lovecraft. But a lot of Lovecraft stories are kind of bland. And there's not a lot to go on, because a lot of them are short stories too. And they've made movies on other ones like Dagon and stuff like that. But overall, this movie's enjoyable. I don't mind it. It was good. It was a good movie to watch through. Does it have a replayability for me? I would say no. Just because when I saw it, I enjoyed it. But then it was one of those movies that, you watch it and you're like, all right, I've seen it. I don't need to see it again. Like, I've seen it. I get it. Let's move on. It doesn't have replayability like other horror movies that you're just like, oh, I can put this on in the background and put it on background noise. You know what I mean? So again, I give us a 2 out of 5, a 2.5 out of 5. It's pretty solid. It's pretty entertaining. If you guys want to check it out, it is playing for free right now. It is playing for free on Hulu. So if you have Disney Plus, you can watch it on there. Or if you have Hulu standalone, you can watch it on there. It's also, I think, on Shudder. Because Shudder was the place that debuted it in January. I think it's still on Shudder. So if you have Shudder, you can watch it there too. I'd say give it a chance. It's not trash fire. It's not bad. I wouldn't consider it being like, oh, don't waste your time on this fucking movie. Nah, give it a chance. See if you like it. So again, I thought it was solid. Just dragging a few spots. So that's pretty much my review of Suitable Flesh. Again, if you want to check it out, I have already disclosed the places that you can do it. Check it out. If you do check it out, come back to this video on the comment and give me a comment. Tell me what you thought. I want to know what you think of Suitable Flesh. And maybe you can get me to think a different way or to look at it through a different lens, so to speak. So that is my day 2 review of Suitable Flesh. Tomorrow, we're going to keep rolling this train through. And day 3 is going to be Ginger Snaps. I'm a big fan of that movie. Cannot wait to talk about that movie. That movie is one I can replay over and over and over again just because I get so much love out of it. From the gore to the kill scenes to the humor to the performances. It's just a great film. So I will catch you guys tomorrow with the next day of my 31 and 31. Definitely go and like this video. Go and subscribe. Because I'm trying to get my subscriber base up there so I can do bigger and better things for everybody. And I want to do more cool things. But I have to get my page up first to where it needs to do so I can be able to do those bigger things. This whole 3131 is a preview of a new podcast that I am bringing out, starting probably around the first week of November. And that's going to be Crimson Crawley's Horror Show. And that show is going to be a 3-segment show, roughly an hour, maybe a little more. What that show is going to entail is horror movie news, give an idea what horror games I'm playing, what horror shows I'm watching, and then we are going to end with our horror movie of the week discussion. We're going to do some homework, we're going to go and watch a movie, and then we're going to discuss it every week and give our opinions. So that's kind of what I want to go there. Some of the future things I want to do, as long as I can get the page up and going and the page of success, I want to be able to start doing movie events. Start doing like retro movies, maybe on a Saturday. Go through the screening room here in Buffalo or Amherst, whatever way you want to consider it, or maybe another local theater. And if that's a success, start doing it maybe once a month. Start calling it, I don't know. I'll come up with a title. We'll come up with like a Saturday a month. We'll come out. I'll have some of the subscribers suggest a movie, and we can watch it on the big screen together, and then we can talk about it, and we can probably do a podcast afterwards with a couple people that want to do it, and we can give our opinion about it. So if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. And definitely I will be back tomorrow with Ginger Snaps. And as always, stay creepy, my friends.